Welcome to another episode of Life with Marian and Joe. Thanks for stopping by today and join me as I restyle one of the guest bedrooms. Okay, so today we're in a guest bedroom here. This room is, I want to say, about 14 by 14, and we're going to be doing like a pink styling in here, pink and a creamy kind of a color. So as you can see right now, we're looking into the corner of the room, and what I did was I painted just that corner right there in a very pale pink paint, and I used a stencil and a striping technique on that wall in order to give it some substance. Let me give you a close-up and show you that. I'm making this brief because it was hard for me to focus in, but I painted panels and I put beige stripes, cream colored stripes, as well as I stenciled leaves in a vertical manner. All right, I'm going to give the room a retro look because the furniture in here is what belonged to my mother and father in their first bedroom set when they got married in 1948. And the bed is also from Marianne's mother and father, which is also old as well. Now, I angled the bed from the corner because I felt like when you come into the room, those double windows created a focal point that your eyes led to. So I painted that section pink and I angled the bed. So these are custom made draperies that Marianne and I had made for us when we first got the house. They used to hang in the dining room, and they're such great quality. In fact, the man who made them came here, and actually he made them in his shop, but then he came here and he hand sewed a lot of the pieces. So I'm going to use these because it has the pink colored flowers, the cream color, and the green that is in the rug that's in this room. Okay, there's some peachy color as well. So I'm going to put these up as well as some shears. All right, so at the right window there, you can see I put up some of the treatments already, and I put the shears there and I pushed them over to the side because I'm going to add another treatment to it. Now, originally, before I did this, I had the rod opened wider with the shears on the outsides of the window to make the window look bigger, and that's a good trick to make the window look bigger. But right now, I have a piece that goes up on top. It's a valance, and it's only a certain size, so I need to accommodate that. So I'm going to put that up, and I'll show you in a second. All right, so I actually had to put a panel up before I put the top on because the top has to lay on there flat. So I put a panel up next. And those are pinch pleats, so they have that little hook that goes onto the rod. All right, so I ditched the valance, which is, I think it was called a jabot, if I'm not mistaken. It was kind of like swoopy in the middle, and then it had an extended end, but it really made it look really old, and I didn't really want to go that route, so I deleted that jabot or valance. But I wanted to show you, if you have pinch pleats like this, it's always best that what you do is you take your hand from each pleat and you run it down the entire drape. This way you have nice pleats all the way across. Now on the end, we used to put safety pins in here to keep this closed, but I don't want to do that because safety pins tend to get a little rusty and I don't want to get any rust on here. So not safety pins, straight pins, I'm sorry. So anyway, you want to make sure you do that and you go all the way down. Now, when we originally had it done, he actually pinned them to the carpet below to pull them nice and taut and straight. So they were trained that way. So that's another trick you can use. All right, so I have this other window to do. All right, so I decided I don't like them like this. I have these beautiful tassels right here, and I'm going to use it to tie them both back. So it lets more light in, and it still has that retro look, but not so much that it was bothering me. All right, so I did it with the tie backs, and I like it so much better, and it lets the light in. And so now I can start dressing up the bed. First, I have to vacuum. All right, so I put on this boxed dust ruffle. I know they're out of style, but remember, the room is retro, so whatever. Next, I put on these sheets, which are pinkish. They're more mauve-y, so you can tell these sheets are old, and they're actually my mother and father's sheets, but they're really good sheets, and they've lasted a long time, and this room is retro, so I thought this went well with it. And then the next thing I did was I put on this pale pink blanket on top of that. Next in is this pink comforter, and take a look. It's obviously my mother's had matched that when she loved that color. But anyway, that's really 80s looking. So, and again, it's retro, but we want it to look a piece of modern. All right, so anyway, I know I keep saying that. So I folded this, see, it gives it some thickness. I wanted that puffy look like you would see in a hotel. Make sure you pull it down on the ends over there so that it's all the way down and nice and neat. Next, I'm going to put another special piece on top of here. On top of that comforter, see, it's right there. I put this crocheted blanket that a really good friend of Marianne and Marianne's family that they've known a long time. She's since passed away, but she made this for Marianne, and it has the pink and the creamy color that goes so perfect in here. So it has a fringe edge. So I put that down over here. So I just have to make sure and brush it down that it'll be nice and neat looking. First in, 2 pillows, white pillowcases. Well, creamy white. Next in, 2 more pillows with these pinkish shams that have the ruffle around the edge, giving it that, again, that retro look. Now a little bit of modern, the pink and the creamy stripes, which play off the stripes down here. Next, to pick up on the green, I put in these 2. These are really pretty and they feel beautiful. 2 green pillows. Next in, this lilac-y pink pillow. Next in, this one with this beautiful brocade fabric and the roses and the white and the pink and so on. And this little sachet bunny bear with the pink little flowers and pearls on. Next in on this side is the nightstand to my mother and father's first bedroom set, 1948. And there used to be 2. There's only 1 now, but suspecting that, they were in the basement of the house where we lived with my grandmother, and probably one of my aunts or uncles saw it and said to my grandmother, "Oh, can I take that?" And she said yes, of course, because she always did that. Somebody would come over and she would offer my toys to them. Anyway, so here is the piece. Look at this bottom. It is on a hinge, okay? So that is, and it's in beautiful shape. My father redid them, but they're still in beautiful shape. It's only because they were in the basement so long by my grandmother's. So next I have to put a lamp on here. I'm putting this lamp on here. I hand painted these flowers on here. I did it with some caulking, and I made the branches and the flowers, and I kept them, I made them actually like a pale yellow. I didn't want more pink because I didn't want to overload on the pink. There is some of that color in those drapes, so it kind of coordinates with it. So this is the lamp that's going on this this side table here. Nightstand, that's what it's called. And I'm putting this little birdhouse here as an accessory. If somebody were actually going to stay in here, I would probably move it so they had room on the table. Since I don't have a second nightstand, I'm using this table right here with this creamy colored, what do you call it? Cloth on it, tablecloth. And I have a glass top. I think you can get these in Walmart. I got it in this place called Marburn. It used to be a drapery place. I think they closed now, but that's right. I got the table and the tablecloth and the top are all in the same place. Next on is this look at that picture frame. Let's talk about ornate. That, and the picture is absolutely beautiful. It's like a cherry blossom tree there, or one of those trees. But anyway, that frame actually came from one of Marianne's students, gave her that frame, and it just goes absolutely perfect here. So I figured that's a good place for it. And a dear friend of ours who has passed away now made this also, this little it's just a candle holder, and they made that little arrangement around the bottom, but it's just so perfect with the pink flowers and the creamy flowers, and I thought it looked absolutely perfect right there. And I wanted a lamp on this side, so I have this floor lamp that I think looks really good there. Next in is this rocking chair, which I painted creamy white to match all the rest of the stuff. I added this blanket with the pinks, the creams, and the greens in it, and I put it on the chair like it just doesn't care, like, you know, if you were going to sit there and read and you wanted to wrap yourself in a little blanket. Next in, that violety, pinkish kind of pillow that matches the one that's on the bed. And in front of that, a pillow that my mother made, embroidery mended. She did it on a machine, embroidery mending, not by computer. She was an artist, and it was a Gloria Vanderbilt design, and she even wrote Gloria Vanderbilt on the bottom in her mending. So here is this little corner here. Down at the base of the bed, there is the hope chest that goes with this set. Remember those? People used to have these at the bottom of their bed and keep blankets and other linens in, especially like where we grew up in was a two-family house, but it was an apartment, right? So we didn't have a lot of storage, and the house was built a long time ago. So it was actually used for that in place of, oh, look what I have in there, Christmas things. Okay. First thing on is this old-fashioned, remember you see in the old movies where, like in the Westerns, they would put the water in there and pour it in that basin, and that's what they would use to wash. So I thought that was a cute little addition here. Here I did this little tray of the coffee pot with the sugar and the creamer and 2 cups as if it was a bed and breakfast. And for those of you that know me, you always hear me talk about Cousin Gracie. This set was from Cousin Gracie as well. And this tray right here was actually from the granddaughter of the woman who made the striped blanket. And I added in a pink napkin just to finish that scenario. Vignette, right? And here's the dresser to that piece, again, from my mother and father's original bedroom set. We didn't call it a dresser back then. We sort of call it a bureau. Bureau. Do they use that word anymore? I don't know. Anyway, that's that. Then up on top of it, because it has this pink glass, this is the bowl that goes with the tray that little coffee pot and cups and stuff are. And then over here, I have this mirror with this gold frame. And for those of you who know me, that's the mirror I use for my ice skaters when I do the village and I make the ice skating rink, because it looks like it has a fence around it. And then I have this milk glass set, which is from Marianne's mother. And I have that little flowered container there that I'm going to repeat on the other side of the room. And here's the third piece to the bedroom set. This is, my mother and father used to call this the chifforobe. I don't know what they call it now. I have no idea. That's all I know it as. So that is what I have on this side of the room. Obviously, for those of you that are older, you might know that the other piece that's missing from here is the makeup table. It had two stands with a big round mirror on it, which my mother had as well. Who knows where that went. So just to add a little life in here, I used this pink vase, and I have the pink and the cream color and the greenery up in here. We're Italian, remember? Next in is the Blessed Mother. In every bedroom, there is a statue. And then a repeat of the boxes. And that completes the look for up here. And then I have these two old-fashioned suitcases here. And they also have, look, they have that pinkish color in them. And it looks like a traveler is here. And this is going to be their stay-over room. And because I really hate the color of this rug, I put down this area rug with the pink and the brown spots in it to cut it a little bit and tie it in with the rest of the room. Okay, so let's take a look at the whole room. Okay, buddy, thanks so much for stopping by. Don't forget, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment because it helps me with the algorithm, and I will try to answer you, at least give you a heart that I read it. You know, I'm going to read them all. All right, take care, everybody, and I'll be seeing you really soon. Bye-bye.